Let's do this. Another season. A lot of pressure on the Magic. This might be the end of the window. Let's see what happens. You guys kicked the crap out of LeBron. I mean, Mike Miller and my own second this year for Wes Swift and a second in 2006. I'll keep Mike Miller. Timberwolves 1 and 2. The Magic 1 and 3 to start the year. Back to back over the Celtics. So you get an offer for Shane Battier, but it's for futures. No reason to do that. Thank you for beating Atlanta. Not the best start to the year for the Magic. You did beat me, though. Thank you for that. We have gotten very few trade offers here. Sleepy Floyd and your 2006 second for Wesley Swift, who might not get that much better. It just depends on whether or not you want to keep Sleepy around, who's been in the league for 22 goddamn years. You might as well keep the veteran presence for that. You might as well keep Sleepy around. Still hanging around under 500 are the Magic. And indeed, that change in coach. Finally! I get a trade offer for Jamal Mashburn along with the Sanya Jop for Sean Bradley, who is 31, but also Antoine goddamn Walker. Yeah, that's what's going on. Now, Bradley, here's the problem. Bradley signed for 2 years. Walker's signed for 1. Bradley might really take away from Hal Giger at center, which I can't afford to have happen. I can't do that deal. It needs to be Mashburn for picks. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't have him take away from the younger player. Yeah, I don't want Manute Bol. By the way, the Timberwolves at 17 and 20. The Magic are finally over 500. Shane Battier for Jackson and Ratliff. 30-year-old Bobby Jackson, 30-year-old Theo Ratliff. You'd have a better backup point guard, but you'd move Gerald Wallace to be your starting forward. You would have a slightly better backup center as well. Yeah, Battier probably obviously better than Wallace, so. What do we got? Closing in on the trade deadline. You get a deal for Penny Hardaway. For James Posey, I do believe. And Colin Pollard. Posey's 27. Pollard's 30. Problem is, if you get rid of Penny, Sleepy Floyd's the starting point guard of that team, and any chance you have of winning goes up in smoke. Also, Dirk is currently out injured. Yeah, that's a no. You got to keep Penny. I mean, if you guys fail this year, just let him walk, opt out of the deal, but that's not the deal to take. Deadline seems to be later this year. No, it's right there. So our teams are locked in. Let's go to the All-Star break. So the Magic at 26 and 23 would be good enough for a playoff spot at the end of the season. It's a little bit up in the air right now. The Timberwolves are in a playoff spot. Fuck. Utah also in a playoff spot. At least Atlanta's a lottery team. And yeah, Kobe's Clippers at 37 and 10. How the hell are we both in a playoff spot right now? The 2004 All-Stars. No representation for you guys out of the East, which is crazy. Kobe's going to miss the All-Star break. Ray Allen makes the All-Star break, or the All-Star game, as does Jamal Mashburn. Screw the three-point contest and the dunk contest at this point. The novelty's worn off. Let's double-check contracts. For you guys, Sleepy would be willing to re-sign, but obviously you're not going to do that. And yeah, for me, I know that this is Jamal Mashburn's final year, which is okay. Right. Let's sim the rest of it. We both currently have a chance to make the playoffs, as absolutely absurd as that is. And make no mistake, it is absurd. But it might just happen. T-Wolves are somehow flirting with being above 500. Which makes no sense. You guys just beat us, though. Please let me beat Atlanta. Thank you. So 36 and 33. Chat's 36 and 34 at the start of April. Magic currently in a playoff spot. Timberwolves currently in a playoff spot. Holy shit. We both might make it. And at this point, we both have to hope that we do make it. For the sole fact of it would be such a low lottery pick to miss out at this stage. The Magic at 39 and 38, currently in a playoff spot. With 5 games left, you're up by 2 on the Hawks. For the love of God, don't put the Hawks in the playoffs, chat. Jesus Christ. For me, I'm in 5th. Utah's above me, so that pick's not going to be great. There goes my grand plan of having extra draft picks this year. Fuck's sake. We're both going to make the playoffs, or you're going to let Atlanta walk in. You play the Lakers and the Celtics this week. 500. The Pistons, you won. The Nuggets, you won. You're going to make it. The Orlando Magic are back in the playoffs, even though you are shaping up to play the 67-win Sixers. And the Minnesota goddamn Timberwolves have also made the playoffs. How on God's green earth did we both make the playoffs this year? Tracy McGrady in Boston wins the league MVP. Dwayne Wade in Utah wins Rookie of the Year. 6th Man of the Year, Lou Elliott in Sacramento. Defensive Player of the Year, Kevin Garnett now in Dallas. Most Improved Player, Rip Hamilton for the Sixers. First Team All-NBAs, McGrady, Davis, Duncan, Nowitzki, and Pau Gasol. All Defensive Team is T-Mac, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and Marcus Camby. Garnett's out for the start of the playoffs, too. Allen has a broken nose. The All-Rookie Team, Wade, Anthony, James, Bosch, Kaman. The top 5 picks. Maybe I should have gone for Chris Kaman. How good would my team be right now if I went for Chris Kaman instead? Because the draft pick didn't really work. I mean, Atlanta missed, but should have gone for Kaman. So the Timberwolves will play the Utah Jazz directly. And Orlando will play Philadelphia. Oh my God. The stats on the year for you guys. Dirk was phenomenal. So was Vince. Gerald Wallace is out for the rest of the year, and so is Sleepy Floyd. You have no fucking depth at this point. It is 100% up to your star players to carry the goddamn weight. But those are 2 pretty rough injuries. For me, Ray Allen and Jamal Mashburn work pretty damn well together. Randolph and Butler. Honestly, Hal Giger did pretty well. Giger, good rebounder. Randolph, good rebounder. So, for the Timberwolves entering the playoffs, I still don't have a goddamn point guard. I'm still honestly going to run 9 players. Because why not? But I am going to drop the bench utilization. And maybe Terry Porter can get us somewhere.
Good for you!
Another bot follow. Love to see it. Terrence Martin's apparently my point guard, but it's Allen, Butler, Mashburn, Giger with Randolph, Miller, Foyle, and Barbosa off the bench. For the Magic, you literally might as well just run 6 people. Because of the injuries, you literally might as well just run 6 people and run them into the fucking ground. I'm not even joking. You might as well. You might as well. Have Dirk play 45 minutes a goddamn night. Apparently that puts this dude in over Vlade Divac, so figure that one out. So I guess you would have to go at least 7. That doesn't even put Divac back in, really. Put the old men in there! There you go. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. So Hardaway, Carter, Battier, Dirk, Divac, and Jamal Crawford, and that's it. That's it. That's what you got. Like, you don't have any depth. The coach will take him out if they're tired as fuck in the game. Apparently Crawford's playing 46 minutes. Which means it's going to move Dirk down to center. So basically, Vlade only getting 26 minutes a night means everyone here shifts down so Jamal can play. Not the worst idea. That's literally your best option. It literally is. Like, you have no depth. It's all in the stars. Let's look at Utah and Philadelphia again. So the Utah Jazz. All right. If you guys want to go 6, 7, or 8, I'll leave it up to you. Bench, 6, 7, or 8. Hell, 9 or 10. You do you. So the Jazz rocking Wally Zerbiak, Jason Williams, Dwayne Wade still, Michael Finley, Sean Kemp, Grant Hill. It's not a bad team, man. That's a problem for me. For you guys, Bibby, Hamilton, Smith, for as many wins as they had this season. Also, Eric Dampier is going to fucking light you up. For as many wins as Philadelphia had this season, that is not the best team I've ever seen to actually, accumulate the record that they did. So, oh goodness, let's see. What was the bench vote? The bench vote was 4-7 for you guys. Fair enough. There you go. I'll get that other guy in there. Unless you want to drop the bench utilization a bit, which you probably should. So it gets that other big boy in there. Gets Vlade playing a little bit more, almost evened out minutes, but there you go. So let's get this going here, shall we? Let's do it. You know how this works. Predictions up. Where are we starting? We're starting in the West. Minnesota and Utah. Best of 7. I had to hope that the Jazz weren't going to make the playoffs. LOL, I'm playing them. When I thought I was going to miss the playoffs. And the Utah Jazz nearly blew it, but they didn't. They take game 1, 102-95. Ray Allen and his broken nose tried, but Jamal Mashburn fouled out. They honestly didn't have a superstar level performance, but they didn't need it. Game 1, Magic and Sixers. This is a winnable series for you guys, despite being the 8th seed. As proven by this performance, but please don't blow this, thank God. 121-100. The Orlando Magic take game 1. 38 points and a double-double for Vince, Dirk, and Penny with doubles of their own. Offsetting 31 points from Mike Bibby. We go to game 2. Minnesota and Utah. Can the Timberwolves at least win a game? I really didn't expect this to be in the playoffs. The Minnesota Timberwolves, 39 points in the fourth quarter. Take game 2, 112-96. Great performances from Allen and Mashburn. The depth really chipped in. Randolph and Geiger with some rebounds. Kemp and Zerbiak couldn't get it done. Game 2, Magic up 1-0 against Philadelphia. Again, we're not jumping in now unless it's an elimination game. We've seen enough heartbreak. Philadelphia wins game 2, 127-115. Vince fouled out. He had a pretty good game. So did Penny. But just didn't happen. 34 points from Bibby. Doubles for Smith and Jordan. Game 3, Minnesota and Utah. Did Dirk die that game? I can check the box score in a minute. Utah's led the whole way. They fucking blew it. 148-139. The Minnesota Timberwolves take game 3. 41 points for both Ray Allen and Caron Butler. Welcome to the All-Star game. Jesus Christ. Their leading scorer only had 25 points. It was Wade. He only played 32 minutes. He didn't even foul out. Zerbiak did. 2-1 lead for Minnesota. In that last game for you guys, Dirk did foul out and went 5 of 11. Jesus. Game 3, it's a 1-1 split. In the battle of 1 versus 8. Number 1 seed Sixers take that game, 118-108. 39 for Dirk, doubles for Penny and Vince. Jamal Crawford picks up a bump in that game. Vince did foul out. 28 from Hamilton. Yeah, 3 guys with over 20 points for Philadelphia. That'll do it. So somehow Minnesota's up 2-1 and Orlando's down 2-1. Game number 4. Game number 4. And one hell of a start for the Jazz in that first quarter. I was going to say the never say die attitude of the Timberwolves. The Jazz take it by a point. 44 points, 10 threes for Ray Allen. But 35 from Wally Zerbiak. They do lose Williams to injury. But that series now tied at 2 apiece. The Lakers have swept Golden State. That's a bad loss for the Warriors. And Washington awaits the winner of your series. Can the Magic tie it up at 2? Or will it be a 3-1 lead for the 76ers? Lost by 1 fucking point to Utah there. 126-118. The Sixers take a 3-1 series lead. Battier and Crawford both fouled out. Bibby and Hamilton are one hell of a combo. A very important game 5 for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Who will carry the 3-2 series lead into Game 6 back in Utah? By 1 point in overtime, the Utah Jazz win again. They've beaten me by a point fucking twice in a row. And the only reason they're here is because of Dwayne fucking Wade, who should have been on my goddamn team. Not that he's even crushing it, but you take Dwayne Wade out of that team, And there's no way they make it the playoffs. There's just no way. We're both facing elimination. Orlando needs to come back. Can they get it? The Philadelphia 76ers have eliminated the Orlando Magic in round one. 134-100. As chat might be looking at the nuclear option coming up. That's likely the last we've seen of Penny Hardaway in Orlando. Will the Timberwolves meet a similar fate? Will the Timberwolves meet a similar fate? The Utah Jazz win back-to-back overtime games and eliminate the Minnesota Timberwolves. Dwayne Wade. We're both out in round one again. And it is getting to the point where it's like, Jesus, do we just wave the white flag? Because the Kobe era experience, we're getting to so many drafts, it's like not even the same. Granted, the rosters change, but holy shit. The most incredible series you've ever done. Who's going to win the title in 2004? It's not going to be the Detroit Pistons. Holy shit. The Philadelphia 76ers win the NBA title. The Jazz took the Lakers to fucking 7. 76ers over the Lakers. Joe Smith wins playoff MVP. For me in the playoffs, Ray Allen tried his damnedest. We've seen the last of Jamal Mashburn here in Minnesota. For you guys, Dirk and Vince, Penny, they were all great. It's just, I don't even know how to explain that. I don't even know how to explain it.